Hey guys, I'm back with one of my favorite videos. It's my 1 month, 1 palette video. I'm going to tell you about how March went and what palette I'm going to be using for April. So let's get started with March. I used my IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty Palette Volume 1. It says matte. It's more of a satin finish. I picked this up probably around the same time last year, and I really enjoyed it last year when I picked it up. And then it just kind of got pushed to the back of the palette drawer like everything else does. And I decided to pick it back up again because a girl I watch here on YouTube, she had mentioned it in a favorites video or something like that. And I thought, let me use that for the month of March. And I loved every second of it. I'm going to go through each shade and a few looks that I did. So stay tuned. I'm going to insert a few clips of some looks I did right now. Hey guys, my first look I'm going to be showing you this month, I did put MAC Rubenesque Paint Pot all over the lid. Let me kind of do the sun a little. I put Mocha on the lid, used Soulful in the crease, used a little bit of warmth to kind of blend Soulful up a little just to give it a little extra color, and then Sheer Joy on the brow bone. Hey guys, the look I'm wearing today is Sunrise on the lid, All Heart throughout the crease, and Sheer Joy on the brow bone. The All Heart turned out a lot darker than I thought it would, but I do quite like it. Hey guys, the look I'm wearing today, I decided to use my little Clinique Duo I'm trying to pan. I combined both of the colors and pressed that on my lid. A good substitute would be MAC All That Glitters, the way they combine. It's very similar. I then went into Sunset and did it in my crease, did Soulful kind of around it and a little bit above it. A little bit on top and a little bit above it to make it a little bit more of an ombre. And then I used Sheer Joy on the brow bone. And I really, really like how this look turned out. Okay guys, you saw those looks. I hope you enjoyed them. I don't really remember what they were right now because I filmed some of them at the beginning of the month. So let me tell you about the colors themselves. First off is this ivory shade. It was a perfect brow bone color. I have completely rubbed off the IT logo on it. I used it on my brow bone every day. It was really good and creamy, and it was just a perfect color. Sometimes those colors are a little too yellow or whatever. It wasn't chalky at all. This soft light color, it's similar to how I used to use like matte green. And that is, say you use soft brown, it's kind of a blending out color, then I would kind of use this on just the edges of it, so it was almost like a brow bone color but not quite, because it would just almost blend out things that were a little too harsh. Similar how I used Nougat in the Too Faced Semi-Sweet palette last month. So I didn't use this a whole lot, but it is nice for that. Warmth was a really lovely color that you could use brow bone. I think I used it on my lid some. It was just a nice color, not super dark, so it was just, I liked it. But I will say, if you're looking for like good blending out crease type colors, those mid-tone colors that are on the warm end spectrum, this palette is lovely for that. It has other colors, but just for those colors alone, it's completely worth it. Next up is Soulful. Soulful is probably one of my favorite eyeshadows ever. I used it to blend out colors. I used it in my crease. I used it in my crease today. It just warms up any look. It is perfect. It puts MAC soft brown to shame. I don't know if it's going to even like depict just how lovely it is. It's not. But take my word for it. Go check it out in person. But I have to say, these shadows, there's something magical about the way they transform on your lids. They look one way in the pan and they look completely different on the lids. So you really have to use them to appreciate their beauty. Okay, Mocha. That's a strange color. It looks one color, but on the lids it looks completely different. It's almost like an old gold green. It is very pretty, but once on the lids it is a little darker than I maybe would think it would be. Violet I wore on my lids one day, and it is more of like a ashy purple, smoky purple, grayed out purple. It's not my favorite purple, but it's not a bad, to me, the colors in here that I like are so good that the other half could be bad. And I'm not that way with palettes. Midnight, I never used. I'm probably never going to use a dark color like that, but that's not bad. Noir, I never used. I mean, I might set it with a liner, but that's as far as I get into using blacks. But I'm okay with it. Love, it was a color that I did use in the inner corner a few times. You could dust it on the lid and put something like Soulful in the crease if you wanted to do like a light eye for a red lip, a bold lip, you know, wing liner or whatnot. Not a color I reached for a lot, but it wasn't bad. Sunrise I used in the crease once, and it was similar to like the peanut butter from the Too Faced palette, but not as good. And then did use it on my lid like I would use a gold, and it was pretty. This Sunset is amazing. I did use this through the crease a ton, and then used Soulful to blend it out, and it was beautiful, especially with my little Clinique palette that I am trying to pan this month. I almost forgot about. I forgot about it last month. I'll show you. You'll see in the clip you saw a look that I used those with. Oh, it was my go-to for the month. I wore it so many times. All Heart, I did use in the crease a few times. It looks like a pinky mauve, but it translates on the lid so much darker than it does in the pan. Not bad, but just, it was a surprise. And then Java, I used in the outer corners a few times. I'm not a super big wearer of this kind of shade of brown, but it was not bad. It's nice. And I mean, if I was to continue using this palette by itself, I would reach for Java to deepen up the outer corner a few times. I mean, it's something I would use. Iconic, I didn't use. It's not my kind of shade. And then the Transforming Pearl, I don't like to use on the lid over colors. I don't like how it translates, but it's a nice highlighting color for your face. It's just, I like the colors, the texture and formula that they already are, so I didn't really want this to change them up, if you know what I mean. So, to recap, in case it sounds like some of these colors I didn't like or I didn't use, I don't want it to come across like that, because these colors are so nice that the other colors could be complete duds, complete crap. It doesn't matter to me, because the ones that I like are so good. So I really enjoyed using this palette. And I don't know if this gets overlooked by some people, but if you have this in your collection, pull it back out, because this time of year with the weather warming up, or hopefully warming up wherever you live, it's going to be so lovely. I may set aside like a week in the summer to use it again. I'm going to really miss this. And then the little duo I'm trying to pan this year, which I've kind of been neglecting, not doing so well. It's Sunburst from Clinique. I try to use this all over the lid. It's kind of like a base color. Some days I do, some days I don't. And then this color, I've used a ton of it, and it worked so well with that palette. I love it. I'm going to really miss this color. And MAC Mythology is pretty similar, but this is better. So if you've ever had this duo and you know a perfect dupe for that, please let me know. I would really want to know. Okay, and then the palette I'm going to use for the month of April, because I promised one of you I would. She is one of my viewers, and she does not live in the U.S., so she doesn't have the access to a lot of the makeup that we have, or she does, and it's a lot higher price point. So when she had told me she had picked this up, I said, I'll do this for my next month palette and kind of help you out and give you some ideas, because yeah, you know, I mean, like, I want everybody to find these videos helpful and useful, and if you don't have any of these palettes, then it's not going to work that way. So it is the Sigma Warm Neutrals palette. I purchased this. Sigma doesn't send me anything. I love this. I haven't used it in a while, but I really love it. And I will go ahead and tell you, a surprising combo is this kind of silvery taupey shade. It's kind of cool tone. And then this warm color through this on the lid, this warm color through the crease, it gives a really nice eye. I think it's because it's so different and the colors just offset each other enough that I think it's one of the prettiest eye looks I've ever done when I've worn it that way. And you have the perfect, you know, brow bone color, and then these two are really good blending out crease colors. This is obviously more orangey and warm, and this is a little bit more toned down. So I think this will be really nice. They're really good colors, and they're very on trend with the warm colors that are so popular right now. So I'm very excited to use this again, because It's been a while. So I'm going to use this month and well, in April. It's not quite April yet. And come up with some looks to show you guys and a full review. I hope this is still available. It has. I think it is. So, and I've had a few Sigma eyeshadows in the past, and this is the only one that I think I've kept. So, anyways, that's all for this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know a few people have decided to start doing this, and if you have a blog or a YouTube channel or you're just doing it in your own life, let me know. Let me know how it went for you in March, what you're going to do for April, or anything like that. And I guess I'll let you guys go and see you later. Bye.